Alright, hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Extreme Exchange. It's been a while, I took a break. But hey, we all do it, so there's a lot of time now. Anyway, these are my friends from school. This is Elliot, this is Daryl.
Hello.
So, I knew them since Sec 3, and we just ORD'd, so it's been like, what, 6 years? Wow, 6 years. Yeah, okay, so Elliot, my dear friend, studying medicine overseas, and Daryl studying dentistry. So the premise, right, is who's Andrew Tate? And I'll start by saying Andrew Tate is a controversial figure that emerged this year, right? It's a this year thing, and his controversial opinions and takes on social issues are what brought him to fame. A lot of videos circulating of him in like interviews or podcasts or whatever, circulating around social media. And this brought mostly bad attention, I think, but and then of course there's good attention as well. So before this whole ordeal, he was a professional kickboxer, right? World champion. I'd say a pretty respectable career. Yeah. So
3 times.
3 times, yeah. So I premise this entire podcast by saying this. Okay, as with all controversial issues, it can get very heated and go out of control quite easily. Okay, so I'm going to frame the entire discussion like this. Andrew Tate has takes on a lot of things. Okay, he talks about a lot of issues, and no one person is correct 100% of the time. Okay, do we agree on that? And no one person has a sizable following that is also completely wrong 100% of the time. Okay, so I think the right way to go about talking about him is to analyze specific takes that he has, and then see what value there is in that particular take. Okay, just because he's wrong on one issue doesn't mean that he's wrong on all issues. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't mean his other opinions are invalid either, and vice versa. I also want to add that you can agree with Andrew Tate's views on some things without agreeing to everything that he says. Okay, and then, which is a common mistake that most people make. It's like, what, you support Andrew Tate? Ah, shit, that means you agree with every single thing that he said. Oh, and that's a terrible way of dealing with it. Yeah, and finally, for anyone watching, there's limited time on the podcast, okay? And there's an infinite number of things that Andrew Tate has said that we could cover. So if we don't cover something that you wanted to see, then yeah, too bad. You can just ask me in the comments or whatever. Alright.
The very fact that there's such a high incidence of rape in Arab countries and like India, for example, where women are specifically told to dress modestly or they're not allowed to go outside, shows that what you're wearing doesn't really affect the incidence of rape, because those countries have such a dense population, and the women are like are dressed like head to toe covered, and yet there's the incidence of rape is almost like is much higher than in westernized countries.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, because if you're talking about taking responsibility for yourself by wearing certain clothes. If I use another example, which I saw it somewhere, I don't know where, but if let's say you walk down the street at night with like $1 million in your hand.
Literally,
I'm pretty sure that's Andrew Tate.
Yeah, exactly. So then you can't blame someone for robbing you, because even though when they rob you, it's still their fault, and they should still take the blame for robbing you because it's wrong. You still hold accountable for the fact that you made it more encouraging for them to, take this course of action. So similarly, I mean, I think it's quite straightforward to say that in general, if you dress more promiscuously, then you will attract the wrong kind of attention. And if something does happen, you can't say, oh, the laws and education system haven't educated men well enough to teach them that rape is wrong. Because I think even if someone with a super low IQ would know that rape is wrong. So that's already been well, put out there. I think the problem is men know it's wrong, but they still do it. So on the women's part, they have to take responsibility for that.
Okay, wait, I have a response for you, but I want to ask you something first. You raised the example of the countries who already have women dressed modestly but still have a high case of rape. Is that supposed to be a case against taking responsibility?
I'd say that how you dress isn't gonna affect whether you get raped or not. If men want to rape, they will rape.
So therefore, you would say that it's pointless to tell women to dress with less revealing clothes.
I say there are better precautionary measures you can take. I don't think how you dress is gonna drastically reduce the chances of getting raped.
Okay.
Going out with friends, yes, definitely.
I would say there is.
checking up on your friends constantly, yes, definitely. Sending your friends your locations, that definitely works, right? Oh, and all those like stuff that prevents you from getting date raped by getting drugged and stuff like that. That helps a lot.
I mean, I agree that there's definitely
That's
better
fair.
measures to prevent getting raped, but I don't think that the way you dress doesn't badly affects whether you get raped or not. Because if you fully cover yourself from head to toe, I'm aware of what the statistic that you said just now, but still, if you fully cover yourself, out of 10 men that want to rape you, maybe half of them will say, okay, I'm not going to rape her because she doesn't look very appealing. I can't see parts of her that would appeal to me. And then the other half would simply say, I'm still going to rape her because I'm just sick in the head and I want this kind of validation.
The thing is that
but that already reduces by half.
the thing is that sexual assault has been proven to not be about sexual desire, not actually about how hot the person is, but it's more about exerting power over someone else. I can do this and I will do it because I can. So it's not about I think you're hot and I need to have you. It's more about showing. It's it's the same reason why so many celebrities get involved in sexual assault cases, because they have there's a power disparity between the two people.
Like the Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you take two people walking
freaking
down
like
a
Rex
dark
Orange County.
alley, and one person is dressed scantily, the other one is not. I mean, the one who's dressed promiscuously will have a higher chance of something happening to them, right?
I think the thing is that
I mean, I do agree.
just because you
with
can
the
take
point.
just because you can take precautionary measures doesn't mean that you are doesn't mean that that the blame falls on you.
Doesn't-
Yeah, you can take precautionary measures, but rape can still happen.
I mean, it's never your fault, look, whenever we say that the victim should have been more cautious, it's never saying that it's their fault that they got raped, right? It's
Yeah, but
always
it shifts the focus of the discussion from the rape happened to what could the victim have done, when it should be
how do we stop rape?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the thing I wanted to ask you, because whenever you tell somebody that there are things that could have been done to reduce the chance of them getting raped, I can understand why it's annoying, because it's restricting what you do based on other people's fault. Like if I told you, for example, that getting wasted in the club is a high chance of you getting kidnapped, for example, right? And then I tell you, because of that, you should drink less. You'd be annoyed, because then I'd be like, why do I have to drink less? Why do I have to not have fun because these other people are going around kidnapping people? Same with the dressing. Why can't I wear what I want? Same with the yeah.
And I feel like wearing what you want is also a form of personal expression, which makes it a bigger discussion than just what you can do.
You
Because
can think about it as the unbuttoning one button thing. With people, how would you feel if somebody told you that you have to button up that one button so as to make sure
No, but
it's your fault?
yes, I agree that the victim should never be blamed that it's their fault for them getting raped. But they have to be aware that these sick-headed people or these bad people are already out there, and there's nothing anyone can do. You can up the awareness and education and everything, but there will still be these people that exist in the world. So in terms of buttoning up one button or drinking less, even though you want to do it and you say, why can't I do it? To some extent, you can do it, but then it just increases your risk of something happening to you. So it's ill-advised. So it is still reasonable to advise you not to do that, because not everyone in the world is perfect, and that will increase your chance of something happening to you.
yeah, but I think
yeah.
the fact of the matter is that changing how you dress to like seem less targetable is a step that has shown to be not, like has little to no effect. So there's no point. There's telling someone to do that is actually just telling them you can't do this because like for just you just can't do this. There's no reason not to do it. There's no reason to do it.
Okay, I think we can establish that there are less effective and more effective forms of prevention. But I mean, the argument is well, should I even be telling you to prevent? Yeah, like I mean, I think you know those underwear that like you literally can't take off. Like I know there's undergarments that like prevent rape. Like they literally just can't, like if somebody tries to, they can't. Oh yeah, there's such a thing. But let's say it's really uncomfortable, and of course nobody wants to wear this thing, even though it would reduce your chance of getting raped by like 100%. Yeah.
I mean, you can still get sexually assaulted.
Yeah. So my question is
it okay to tell, for example, a girl that you should wear this?
Yeah. Is it like, or should the focus be on trying to reduce rape?
The thing is
reduce
that
the sexual predators.
Yeah, reduce.
You can like these big like women already know that these options are out there. I feel like us telling them what to do is like is misogynistic in itself, because it assumes that they don't understand they haven't considered these options for themselves. When it's the most like, think about it, the fact that we thought about it means that they must have thought about it already, right? It's the most obvious thing that they could have thought about.
But that's like saying if you tell your friend, okay, don't cheat in a test or don't steal, that's insulting to them because they should already know not to cheat or steal. But it's still okay to tell them that, because maybe you're giving them a reminder, or you're you're just
fair point. Yes.
Yeah. So like, in terms of what you said, like, should we try to decrease the number of sexual predators or just encourage women to take more precaution? I think the second option is a much more feasible one, because the sexual predators are already out there and they're not going to get less unless you find every single one of them and reform them. It's very unfeasible. But if you simply tell a woman that, or a girl, that you should take these certain measures, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you, because as I said, I have no authority over you. But it is advisable if you want to decrease the chance of you getting raped, whether it's how you dress or wearing the underwear, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah. In support of your point, right? I although I disagree that we should be so like we should say that it's inevitable that you can't reduce the number of like rapists, for example. People that rape know that it's wrong. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not like they're like, they think, oh, rape is like, okay, I'm gonna do it because like society thinks it's okay, and therefore educating people about rape is going to reduce the number of these rapists. Yeah. So in support of your point, I think that people that rape already know it's wrong. So it's difficult to.
I feel like the main contention that comes with this is the fact that us men are the ones telling them are the ones men who are the perpetrators, the perpetrators of the sexual assault in the first place, are the ones telling women how to prevent sexual assault.
But not all men.
But I don't think
but like
fair,
as in like but like to
them
to women it feels very patronizing.
But we're not forcing them. That's not misogynistic. We're not forcing them.
I mean, but you're like. I mean, you know how it feels sometimes when like something bad happens to you and literally the only response you get is, oh, why didn't you do something better? It's just, yeah. I mean, I can understand how it feels.
I mean, if they took
it's like if someone tells you, it's like if you get like if you fail a test and someone tells you, oh, skill issue.
No, if you fail a test and someone tells you,
why do you
study harder? That's facing the harsh reality of what happened. But if you did study hard, or you did study fairly hard, and if you converted to the rape example, if the woman did take a fair amount of precautions and she still got raped, then it's unreasonable to say it's still your fault. But if she went into a dark alley wearing almost no clothes, then like
The thing is,
I mean-
we're dealing with a hypothetical here, though, and we're assuming that a woman would do that. But I think we should assume that women already take precautions, and that is why
No, but
they.
some women get
but
wasted
I think you
by
can.
themselves.
I think there are still irresponsible women
Yeah.
out there. I wouldn't go so far as to say that all women take all the possible precautions.
Like, it's impossible to take every possible precaution, but I think women understand that precautions should be taken.
And some still
Do not.
don't lah. They make bad decisions.
Yeah, but we're assuming that they don't understand what precautions can be. That we're assuming that they don't understand what precautions should be taken and what precautions can be taken. But I think the thing is that they really do, and the reason why they are angry is because even when they do take precautions, shit still happens.
No, but I don't deny that 99% of women probably know that they should take precautions. But that doesn't mean there is no value added by telling them again.
But I think the summary of what Elliot's saying is just ignorance exists. Like, people can be ignorant, and which is why reminders won't help. But for people that are who have maybe stronger sentiments about it, they will be more annoyed that your first response was to tell them it's they could have done something more. I mean, I think we can say it's understandable to have strong feelings towards such advice, but that this advice is still like necessary. Yeah. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I am satisfied with this discussion about Andrew Tate. Thank you to both of you for being here as well, and I'll see you in the next episode, The Extreme Exchange. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you for having us, Ben.